Hi guys, tonight we're going to work on solving word problems with equations. The night before last we worked on solving linear inequality word problems, and this is very similar, but there's a few types of word problems that I want to review from last year, and the first type are consecutive integer word problems. Okay, consecutive integers are integers that follow each other in order, and they can be consecutive negative and they can be consecutive odd. So an example of consecutive integers would be 1, 2, 3. Consecutive negative integers would be negative 1, 0, 1, 2. So when writing word problems using consecutive integers, we need variables. And the first variable is x, and x is always our first number. So let's use the 1, 2, 3 example. If x, our first number, is 1, our next number is 1 more than that. So x plus 1 is our second number. And then if we go back and look at our third integer is 3. Well, that's x plus 2 more. So, and we would go in the same order. So our third integer would be x plus 2, would be our third integer, or our third number, and so forth, and x plus 3, x plus 4, x plus 5. And that's when we're just talking about consecutive integers. The other two types we're going to look at are consecutive even and consecutive odd. And consecutive even and consecutive odd is just counting by even or counting by odd numbers. So an example of consecutive even would be 2, 4, 6. And consecutive odd would be 1, 3, 5. And we could keep on going. With consecutive even integers, our first number, just like with consecutive integers, is always x. And our second number is 2 more than the first integer. And our third number is 4 more than the first integer. So if we do 2 plus 2, we get 4. And then if we do 2 plus 4, we get 6. And it would continue with x plus 6, x plus 8, x plus 10. Consecutive odd, it's the same thing. For consecutive odd, our first number is always x. Our second number is always x plus 2, because 1 plus 2 is 3. Our third number is x plus 4. If we were to continue, our fourth number would be 1 plus 6, or x plus 6. So don't get confused. Consecutive even integers and consecutive odd integers have the same set of first, second, third, fourth, and fifth integers, even though one is even and one is odd. The difference between an even and odd number is 2. So the difference between 5, the difference between 7 and 5 is 2. The difference between 5 and 3 is 2. The difference between 3 and 1 is 2. Same thing here. The difference here is 2 and here is 2. That's why we just keep on adding 2 when we're looking at consecutive odd or consecutive even. So take a minute, jot that down somewhere in your notes, and I definitely would jot down these for consecutive integers, these variables for consecutive odd, or these expressions for consecutive even and for consecutive odd. So if you want to pause the video right now and copy those down, I think that would be a great idea. Okay, the first problem we're going to work on, and this is a consecutive integer problem, we need to find two consecutive even integers such that the sum of the larger and twice the smaller equals 62. So two consecutive even integers. So referring back to that last slide, if we're talking about consecutive integers, our first even integers, our first integer is always x. And for consecutive even and consecutive odd, our second integer is always x plus 2. So now we need to go back and write our equation, find two consecutive even integers such that their sum the sum of the larger integer, and the larger integer is x plus 2, and twice the smaller integer is x, that sum is 62. So we're going to combine like terms, get 3x plus 2 equals 62, subtract 2, we get 3x equals 60, divide by 3 on each side, and we get x equals 20. So now we have to go back and see if we answered the question. We need to find two consecutive even integers. So in our sentence, we would write the two integers are 20, and the next one, because it's x plus 2, would be 22. That right there would be our answer to this problem. Okay, if you encounter a problem where you need to draw a picture, and that would be the case with 2, 3, and 4, you need to draw a picture. So for number 2, an 84-meter length of cable is cut so that one piece is 18 meters longer than the other. Find the length of each piece. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a diagram of an 84-meter length of cable. It's cut so that one piece is 18 meters longer than the other. So we're going to let x equal the smaller piece, and the other one is 18 meters longer. X plus 18 is the larger piece. So this cable is cut into two pieces. So let's say the cable is cut right there. This is x, and this is x plus 18. So we need to find out the length of each piece of the cable. We know the total of x and x plus 18 has to equal 84 meters, because that's the length of the cable. So if I were you, I would pause right here, solve that equation for x, and then put your answer in a complete sentence. And when you're done, just continue the video and check to see if your answer is correct. I'm going to go ahead and solve it. 2x plus 18 is 84. Subtract 18 from each side. We get 2x equals 66. Divide by 2, and we get x equals 33, and it's 33 meters. So the smaller piece is 33 meters, and the larger piece is x plus 18, so the larger piece is 33 plus 18, and that's going to give us 51 meters. We need to write this using a complete sentence. So the two pieces of cable are 33 meters and 51 meters. And make sure you include your units. And that is the solution to word problem number 2. So I encourage you to go ahead and do 3 and 4, and then, or pause the video, go ahead and complete 3 and 4, and then check back and listen to the rest of the video to make sure your solution is correct. If it's not correct, I would listen to the video, see how I solved it. If it is correct, if they both are correct, then you can move on to the 2 video questions. All right, now on to problem number 3. The first side of a triangle is 8 meters shorter than the second side. The third side is 4 times as long as the first side. So the first side of a triangle is 8 meters shorter than the second side. So we're going to draw a triangle, and then we'll define our variables. The first side of the triangle, we'll call that x, the first side of a triangle is 8 meters shorter than the second side. So if x is the second side, the first side is x minus 8, because it's 8 meters shorter. The third side is 4 times as long as the first side. So that's 4x times x minus 8. So define our variables over here. X minus 8 is the first side. x is the second side, and 4 times the first side is the third side of the triangle. And we know that the perimeter is 26, so the perimeter of a triangle, you just add them up. So we have the first side, which is x minus 8, plus the second side, plus the third side, which is 4 times the quantity x minus 8. And that is equal to 26. After I distribute, I'm going to combine like terms. I get 4x minus 32 equals 26. Combining like terms, x plus 4x is 6x, and then 8 plus 4 minus 32, or negative 8 plus, negative 8 minus 32, sorry, is a negative 40, and that equals 26. Add 40 to each side, we get 6x equals 66, and so x is 11. So the second side is 11. The first side is 11 minus 8, which is 3. And then the third side is 4 times 3, which is 12. So go back and check. 11 plus 12 is 23, plus 3 is 26. I don't have room in here to write it, but your answer should say the 3 sides of the triangle are 3 meters, 11 meters, and 12 meters. So again, you can pause to check and do problem 4 if you haven't done it already. I'm going to go ahead. The length of a rectangular field, so here we go. It's a rectangular field, so I'm going to draw a rectangle here. So the length of a rectangular field is 18 meters longer than the width. So our variables, we're going to let W equal the width, and the length is 18 meters longer than the width. So if W is the width, then the length is W plus 18. So let's go ahead and write that in there. This is W plus 18. Its opposite parallel side is W plus 18, and the width is W. The field is enclosed with fencing and divided into 2 parts. So I'm going to divide it into 2 parts with a fence parallel to the shorter sides. So this side right here, it's divided in half, and this line right here is parallel to this line, is parallel to this line. So if this line right here is W, and we're in a rectangle, then that also has to be W. If 216 meters of fencing is required, what are the dimensions of the outside rectangle? So we're looking for the dimensions of the outside rectangle. So we're looking for the dimensions of this right here. But we do need that middle piece to figure out what W is. So if we add up all the sides of the rectangle, which is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width plus that middle piece, so it's 2W, so 2 times the width plus 2 times the length plus that middle piece, so this W right here is this W right here. That total has to be 216. So after we distribute, we get 2W plus 32 plus W plus the 2W over here equals 216. Combine like terms, and we get 5W plus 32 equals 216. Subtract 32, we get W equals 180. Divide by 5, and we get W equals 36 meters. So the width is 36 meters. The length is equal to the width plus 18. So 36 plus 18 is 54. So our answer, the dimensions of the field, are 36 meters and 54 meters. Okay, so moving on to the video.